I'm going to talk about CBD now and talk about how it works as a multitasker. Because when I started to see that CBD was being used for so many different things, I thought, well, I was skeptical. How can one compound from a plant be so many things to so many different people? And the answer in part lies with the cell receptor system that resides within the cells of our body and brain. So let me explain a little bit about how this works. Imagine that you have this vast network of cells throughout your body and brain, and within the cells are little buttons, different color buttons that are activated on or off, or maybe they're turned up a little bit, or maybe they're deactivated. But the key is that you have to send something called a chemical messenger to activate or deactivate the switch. So think of it as this network of cells is like a vast switchboard within your body and brain. And when the chemical messengers are able to bond, what chemists call bind to the receptor and turn it on, there follows this cascade of processes. And the processes modulate body and brain responses in all types of ways. So for example, if a particular switch is turned on or off, it might affect how well you feel that day. It might affect how you perceive pain. How bad is your back pain today? Are you in a good mood? Did you sleep last night? How is your body temperature? All of these kinds of things that are very important and make a great deal of difference as to whether we feel well or not. Now, CBD is interesting because it has an affinity for all types of receptors. So it can, and in a way, CBD has a sense of knowingness. You know, the brain and the body always wants to return to a state of balance, what we call homeostasis. CBD, being as a clever compound, wants to activate or deactivate processes that return us to that sense of balance. And that is, in part, why CBD is such a multitasker. In looking at how it works with cell receptors, it then in turn affects what we call neurotransmitters, which is in my particular specialty something that I'm more well versed about. There are many neurotransmitters, and some of which are more known, such as dopamine, that kind of happy feeling and happy neurotransmitter, GABA, which is a calmer, acetylcholine, which is kind of your brain's go button, and so on. So there's a number of these neurotransmitters that are activated or deactivated. It strikes me too that in this way, CBD acts much like many prescription drugs that we prescribed to work on turning on or shutting off these neurotransmitters. So this is how CBD works in so many different ways and why I call it a multitasker.